What is going on, nerds and nerdettes? It's your boy, Stevie B, with my latest haul video. Running a little behind because I guess Midtown shipments being delayed a day or so because of the hurricane that came through. So my shipment came a couple days later than normal, but we got it. And actually, we've gotten a couple of shipments. I bought some. I've had 2 orders from Midtown, and one showed up a little earlier, but I wanted to get all of them together. And the first shipment was basically, I stand corrected because I had mentioned in a previous video that Midtown, I wish they would have offered the free Comic Book Day comics to online customers, and that they didn't, and I was incorrect. They actually did offer those. And I just, for some reason, they didn't put them in their main list. You had to actually go in and actively search for them. So I didn't get them right away. And I believe it was Magic Lasso that informed me that, hey, they do have them. Go back on there. So I did, and I found them. And a couple other free Comic Book Days books from like last year that I wanted to grab. But anyway, let's just go through them real quick. First one was that I got was White Ash, number 0. I did not get all of the ones that I wanted from free Comic Book Day, but I got a few of them. And let's see. And Zom 100. Honestly, I grabbed these because they were free. And you never know. So I didn't get them. I didn't pick them up for any specific reason other than they were just free. And and this one, I have no idea how this one's going to do. Everybody seemed to look forward to it, but I did get one. But the Trailer Park Boys. I have never watched the Trailer Park Boys because I live in Northwest Arkansas, so I live Trailer Park Boys. So anyway, but I picked one up, and in this one, the savior of the DC Cinematic Universe gets his own book, the new Baby Yoda, King Shark. Sorry, Squatch, I can't resist. But I picked it up anyway. I don't know. This Get Joker, it's like an introduction to the Suicide Squad story arc called Get Joker. I don't know if I'm gonna get those or not. I kind of doubt it. I mean, Joker is probably my favorite DC villain ever, and even I'm getting burned out on the Joker stories. I mean, I'm getting them, but I'm kind of okay. Let's move on. I'd kind of like to see him, bring back some of the other DC villains. We already know the Joker. We already know he's good. Work on some of the other ones and make them good again. And love to see a Penguin story, or what they did with the Penguin on the Gotham series was absolutely incredible. They took a corny, cheesy, villain from Batman and made him interesting, and I wouldn't say, you made him a cool character. So I'd love to see him kind of mess with that in the comic book story arcs. Anyway, Batman Special Edition number 1. I think there was a first appearance in there, if I'm not mistaken, but I can't remember. But anyway, and then Lady Mechanica number 1. It's odd. It seems like the mainstream stuff, and the Batmans and the Spider-Mans and stuff are kind of they kind of cool off. But it seems like these indies, man, is where it's at. That's the stuff that's heating up fast and getting snatched up. And so, this lady Mechanica, do I think it's ever going to be anything? Probably, maybe not. But anyway, I got one. And this one's kind of cool. It's a kid's book, definitely. But it looks interesting. It's Batman and Robin and Howard. So I dig that. Dig the cover. But I was stoked that I did get a copy of that. And I want to say that these next ones are some back issue free comic book days. But the Dark Age. I'll go through them quick. Lumberjanes. I know this is an old one. That one was heating up for a while, and then it kind of somebody dumped a gallon of water on it and just fizzled right out. So who knows? And Riverdale. But anyway, that was the free comic book day stuff I picked up, along with some stuff I had to pay for on eBay. The more, House of Slaughter and the stuff that was actually had some potential to get some value. But anyway, these are my weeklies. And first up again, I started on, I think 16 or 17. That's 16, I believe. I started picking these all up. Putting together the first 15 is going to be rough because these things have blown up. Like I said, I had the first one at one point and put it in the mystery box. Whoever got it, you're welcome. But it's Something's Killing the Children, number 19. And next, I had to get these, and I don't know why, but I'm not as excited for this as I was for the Batman. But I got Superman 78, number 1. I'm not excited for this as I am the retro Batman storylines, because I really don't. I'm trying to think of who is. I mean, the movies were great and everything, but the characters, I guess, weren't all that great. They weren't as cool as the ones that made it into the Batman movies. Zod was the only one that was really any good, and then the rest of them, they just made up some weird shit, like the Solar guy or whatever, and Richard Pryor. And I mean, it was just kind of. The movies were great. I loved the movies. Christopher Reeves will always be the definitive Superman. But as far as the comic book adaptation of it, I don't think it's going to be as popular as Batman 89. But we'll see. I picked up the first one anyway. I kind of dig the cover a little bit. It's pretty cool. Next up is Robin number 5, and I dig the shit out of that cover. That cover is awesome. Flat line on the cover. At first glance, I thought that was Crush on the cover. I was like, was that Crush? And then I was like, oh, no, wait. No, it's not. But it kind of reminds me of her in that, I mean, honestly. But still cool. I think of all the first appearances and new characters that DC is cramming down our throats, this one I think might stand a chance. I just think she's intriguing. I think it's a good character, but we'll see. DC has a bad habit they put out a lot of new characters. They put out a new character almost every week, and most of them just bomb. I mean, look at Flatline, or not Flat. I'm talking about Flatline. Look at Punchline, and it bombed. The designer bombed. I mean, they just. I don't know. Is it the writers? Is it the characters? What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think about DC and they're constantly cranking out new characters every week. But yeah, they just kind of leave you flat. Clown Hunter bombed already. I mean, and they come out and they sound interesting and it sounds like something like it might be something really cool. And I somewhere along the lines they just dropped the ball and it's just kind of bombs out. But let me know in the comments what you think about that. I'm interested to hear your take on that. Speaking of new characters, got Batman Reptilian #3, and you will not get to see the villain or the main antagonist, the Reptilian. You will not get to see him until issue 5, I think, before they introduce him, and then 6 will you get to meet his mom. But the Reptilian is like the offspring of Killer Croc. So it's like it's kind of a Killer Croc. Yeah, it's Killer Croc's kids. That's a kid. That's kind of what it is, I think. Next up, honestly, this was a cover by. I know not a lot of people are big fans of Inyuk, but I like some of his work. I like him better than say Peach Momoko, but he's along the same lines. Sometimes he hits a nail on the head, and sometimes he hits a puppy. I think he nailed it this time. I think this is a cool cover. I dig it. So I picked it up, complete cover by Superman, Son of Kal-El, #2, I think. Yeah, 2. But I love that cover. I don't know why. Just like a family portrait, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of, I know I'm going to get slammed in the comments for saying this, but it's not as good. I'm not saying, but it kind of reminds me of an Alex Ross type, painted cover. But pretty cool. Kind of reminds me. Don't you light me up in the comments and go, how can you compare that to Alex Ross? I'm not. I'm saying the style kind of work with me, people. But anyway, next up, got King Spawn #1. This is the only new ongoing series from McFarlane in 30 years, so I think maybe this might have a chance, this might take off. I'm excited to collect these, just to get in on some of the new characters that might be introduced. I'm kind of digging the Gunslinger Spawn, pretty cool. But I got the Capullo cover. There's like a gazillion covers to pick from, and that's the one I picked. I picked the Capullo. I kind of dig it. And next up we've got, I'm going to get all 8 of these because I'm a sucker for the symbiotes. And I got Riot, Extreme Carnage, Riot, #1. But I am going to get all of them. And I really think they could do more with the symbiotes that they haven't done, especially the female ones like Scream and Shriek and stuff. I think they could really, really do more with these symbiotes, because I don't think right now people can't get enough of these symbiotes. Some of them aren't that great, but some of them, the female ones, see, there's no real female, there's no comic out there with a female symbiote, as the centerpiece. And I think they take Shriek or Scream, either one, and turn it into an ongoing if they wanted to, and I think it would do well. So who knows? We'll see. And last up, I was so excited to get this book because I'm a big fan of the character. And then it showed up, and I just went, oh no, don't do this to me. But it is Superman versus Lobo. And I get it's a really nasty Simon Bisley cover. And I really like Simon Bisley's art. But it's in that monster freaking magazine format. And I hate when they do this. DC, stop doing that. Nobody wants to go out and buy specialty bags and boards just for a couple comic books. And luckily, Midtown ships all their comics bagged and boarded, so I get one with it. But I hate this format. I hate it so much. And the Ninja Turtle stuff that's coming out with that format, that Last Ronin, hate it so much because it's even an oddball or more oddball size than that. It's actually smaller than magazine size, and I mean, you almost have to custom make your own bag and board for those books, and it's ridiculous. You shouldn't have to do that for a comic. So stop doing that, comic companies. Quit doing it. It's so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. Nobody likes that format. It doesn't add to the story, or it doesn't add to the visual appearance of the books. It doesn't add to anything. It doesn't do anything for the aesthetics of the book. It's just bigger. That's it. And there's no point in it. I hate it. Stop doing it. But anyway, I digress, because that is my haul for this week. And again, let me know your thoughts. There's a lot of you that comment, and I love that you guys comment. But the ones that are going to get the reply most are the ones that that have something intriguing to say. Like, what are your thoughts on another symbiote ongoing series from one of the 15 others that don't have one yet? And what are your thoughts on DC's pumping out brand new characters every week? Do you guys get them all? Do you grab them for fear of missing out like me? Or are you done? Are you just like, screw DC, I'm not picking one of these stupid things up again just because there's a first appearance? And why is Marvel able to kill it? Marvel, they put out a first appearance. It's generally, something halfway decent. Yeah, I know Virus didn't do so great, but Null is still pretty hot, and but they seem to do it better. Marvel, I mean, and hey, there's a few of you out there that are just gonna crucify me for this, but Marvel just seems to do things better than DC. But DC has better characters to work with, which is what I don't understand. I think DC is just dropping the ball all the way around. They do it, dropping the ball in the movies, dropping the ball in their comics. DC needs to get it together, man, and Marvel's going to run away with stuff. But Marvel's doing movies better. Marvel's kind of doing comics better right now. So, kind of disappointed. DC needs to pull their head out, get it together, find out what they're doing wrong, and fix it. But anyway, that's going to do it. Still have a few mystery boxes left. You can hit me up on Instagram. You don't have to go to my Facebook page to get my stuff. That's just where I have pictures of all my listings. That's why I keep pimping it so much. But for the mystery box stuff, you don't need to see a picture of it. I got a couple left going. I didn't make very many of them, so they didn't last very long. But you know, you can hit me up in Instagram if you're interested in one, and we'll send you one out. But again, for books that I've got for sale, I'll drop a link in the description. Head over to my Facebook page and check out my listings. I've got a lot of comic book porn on there right now that Comic Vantage sent me in the last. So if you're into the nudie books, Crazy Ivan, where you at, buddy? But if you're into the not safe for work kind of covers, got a bunch of those, a couple other things on there. But you can head over there and check it out, see if there's anything up there you want. But anyway, that is going to do it. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Before you go, make sure you like my shit, comment on my shit, subscribe to my shit, and turn that bell on so you don't miss my new shit. And head on over to Facebook and so you can buy my shit. We'll see you guys in the next shit. Peace.